Want to hear the most annoying sound in the world?
Jim Carrey's casting as Dr. Robotnik in Sonic the Hedgehog was an unexpected choice, to say the least, but it resulted in a delightfully eccentric performance that allowed him to return to his core roots of exaggerated, over-the-top comedy. Already known for his highly animated acting style, Carrey was given the freedom to improvise extensively throughout filming. By the end of production, even Carrey himself admitted that he wasn't sure how much of the original script had made it into the final cut. One of the most memorable moments of his improvisation in the film comes in the form of a spontaneous dance sequence. While analyzing one of Sonic's quills, Dr. Robotnik lets loose with some unexpected choreography, which is something only Carrey could come up with on the spot. The song choice, Where Evil Grows, was also suggested by Carrey, who remembered it from his childhood. Another small but significant improvised moment occurred when Robotnik's assistant, Agent Stone, presents him with a latte. Carrey's assistant, Nicole, fed him a line that ended up in the final version of the movie, demonstrating how much of the character's humor was shaped by instant creativity.
I just thought you might like a latte with steamed Austrian goat milk. What do I look like, an imbecile? Of course I want a latte. I love the way you make them!
Jim Carrey's passion for spontaneity has been a staple of his career, with his role in Me, Myself, and Irene providing another prime example of his unpredictable nature. Playing a character with dissociative identity disorder, Carrey was even more erratic than usual, often catching his co-stars off guard with his improvisations. One instance of this was when his character, Charlie, asks his 3 teenage sons for a goodbye kiss.
Kisses? Daddy.
This is a moment that wasn't originally in the script. The actors portraying the sons, along with the audience, were taken aback by this unexpected choice of words. However, the main example here is a scene where Charlie's alter ego, Hank, and his female counterpart, Irene, are about to push a car off a cliff. Instead of counting down from 10, as one would normally expect, Hank decides to count down from 9 in less than a second. This bizarrely rushed countdown was completely improvised by Carrey, and Renee Zellweger's confused expression in the scene was entirely genuine, as she hadn't anticipated it.
Mass transit. Ready? On 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Oh, you, pretty chitty bang bang, chitty chitty bang bang, we love you. Chitty bang bang, chitty chitty bang bang, chitty bang bang, yeah!
In Ace Ventura, When Nature Calls, Jim Carrey once again had the creative freedom to go completely wild, resulting in some of the film's funniest moments.
They did not know about disease until the white man came.
One scene that particularly stands out involves Ace and his companion Fulton Greenwald taking a shortcut. In a completely unscripted move, Carrey suddenly bursts into song, belting out Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. Actor Ian McNice, who played Greenwald, was caught completely off guard by this unexpected outburst and struggled to remain in character. Director Steve Odekirk ultimately decided to keep the scene in the final cut because both Carrey and McNice managed to pull through, although McNice can be seen cracking a smile at the very end of the shot. This moment perfectly encapsulates Carrey's ability to turn an ordinary scene into something unpredictable and hilarious through his sheer genius.
Just find a parking spot. Perhaps we should look out!
Brilliant!
Another popular film where Jim Carrey's ad-libs made a significant impact was How the Grinch Stole Christmas. Carrey was responsible for much of the film's dialogue, including the now iconic 6:30 dinner line.
6:30, dinner with me. I can't cancel that again.
However, one of his most elaborate improvisations in the film was actually a playful jab at the movie's director, Ron Howard. In a scene where the Grinch prepares his cute little dog, Max, to play Rudolph, Carrey mimics Howard's mannerisms.
You reject your own nose because it represents the glitter of commercialism. White!
And even dons a baseball cap, similar to the one the director frequently wore on set. What follows is a completely improvised impression of Howard's directing style. Rather than taking offense, Howard found Carrey's playful impersonation so hilarious that he decided to keep it in the final cut. As expected, not all of Carrey's ad-libbing made it into the film, as some of his more unorthodox improvisations had to be removed to maintain the movie's PG rating. Fans can only imagine what an R-rated cut of this film might have looked like.
Why so glum?
Our parents just died.
Wait, let me do that one more time. Give me the line again.
Our parents just died?
Papa?
In Lemony Snicket's A Series of Unfortunate Events, Jim Carrey's role as the theatrical and villainous Count Olaf provided yet another chance for him to showcase his popular improv skills. The film features so many unscripted moments that it's difficult to keep track of them all.
Oh! Mengi gingi. Mini kiki. Alkanahi.
Oh.
But one specific instance stands out. When Olaf asks Klaus Baudelaire to repeat a line, it seems to fit perfectly with his character's incompetence as an actor, which is ironic, considering how good of an actor Jim Carrey is. However, in reality, Carrey had simply forgotten his next line and decided to turn his mistake into comedy gold. The natural reaction of Klaus repeating the line and Olaf acting increasingly shocked made for a seamlessly hilarious moment that fit Olaf's vibe perfectly. Carrey's ability to stay in character, even when making mistakes, was indeed a testament to his incredible improv skills.
Put her down! You won't get a cent until Violet turns 18.
Oh, really? Says who?
We're going to call Mr. Poe about this right now.
Is he looking at us?
Jesus, do you think he knows?
Interestingly, it was Jim Carrey's performance as Ace Ventura that ultimately convinced director Peter Weir to cast him in The Truman Show, which is a film that required him to take on a more serious role. Even so, Carrey couldn't help but bring his signature touch to his latest project at the time. One of the most notable unscripted moments in the film occurs when Truman interacts with his reflection in the mirror. In an impromptu addition to the scene, Carrey took a bar of soap and drew a space helmet on the mirror, pretending to be an astronaut. Another take apparently featured him drawing a dress, but the astronaut imagery best symbolized Truman's desire to break free from his artificial world. This subtle, yet meaningful improv added an extra layer of depth to Truman's character, reinforcing some of the biggest themes that drive the film's narrative.
That's an unusual cat, my man.
Trumania of the Burbank Galaxy.
Carrey's quick thinking was on full display in The Mask, which some would argue was the movie that propelled him into superstardom. One particularly memorable scene occurs when his character, Stanley Ipkiss, transforms into the mask for the first time and interacts with a group of gang members. Setting up a makeshift balloon animal stand, the mask begins handing out balloon creations, including a giraffe.
My first trick. We have a giraffe. There you go, son. Now get out of here. You're bothering.
Wow.
However, when reaching into his pocket for another balloon, he accidentally pulls out what appears to be a used, soggy one, only for the viewers to realize it's something else entirely.
Now.
This unexpected moment was completely improvised by Carrey, as was the iconic line.
Sorry, wrong pocket. Want to hear the most annoying sound in the world?
Perhaps one of Jim Carrey's most famous and hilarious improvisations comes from Dumb and Dumber. While exiting a hotel lobby bar, Carrey, in character as Lloyd, reacts with childlike enthusiasm upon seeing a newspaper headline about the moon landing.
No way.
Despite the event occurring 25 years earlier, this reaction was entirely his own creation and added another layer of absurdity to his character's naivety. However, Carrey's most iconic contribution to the film comes during a car ride scene. Lloyd, trying to lighten the mood, decides to produce what he believes is the most annoying sound in the world. This loud, unbearable noise was completely improvised by Carrey, and Jeff Daniels' visible discomfort in the scene was not acting, as he was genuinely caught off guard. Eventually, Daniels joins in, but not before momentarily breaking character due to the sheer absurdity of Carrey's antics. If we had to name the two most terrifying characters from the 90s, then Anthony Hopkins' Hannibal Lecter
A census taker once tried to test me. I ate his liver with some fava beans and a nice Chianti.
and Jim Carrey's Cable Guy would probably top the list. Perhaps we're exaggerating a bit with the latter, but the Cable Guy does channel Hannibal the Cannibal in this one particular scene. At a medieval times restaurant, Chip asks Matthew Broderick's Stephen for his chicken skin. He then drapes it over his face, mimicking Hannibal's chilling disguise from The Silence of the Lambs.
Hello, Clarice. It's good to see you again.
You can tell Jim Carrey improvised this moment just by looking at Broderick's reaction. When Carrey covers his face with the chicken skin, Broderick struggles to keep a straight face and visibly cracks up on screen. Like, share, and subscribe if you liked this clip, and let me know what you'd like to see next. Okay then, see you soon!